Hi guys, Carcer back again with another quick game of Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2. This time we are facing off against Oathmaster again, who I'm sure some of you may know from the old YouTube. So in this match I am going to be flying the Evil Sunz fleet that I've been so fond of over the course of my gameplay. This is consisting of 3 Deadnought Ords Gargdakas, 2 Terror Cruisers, just to give me a little bit of extra fighter capacity. Although I do sacrifice a little bit of brawling capacity, but I think in this case it's worth it. And then I'll be taking 7 onslaughts, which are fantastic little escort ships. So I've been kind of splitting my time between the Evil Sunz and the this Evil Sunz fleet, you know, the kind of battleship centric one, and the my Blood Axe stealth commander training fleet, which is mostly terror cruisers with a single hammer battle cruiser for the flagship. So that one's just all about stealth and and getting in those, getting that carrier damage in while you sneak your way towards the enemy. Whereas this fleet is a bit more of a blunt instrument, shall we say. So I thought it just might be fun just to hide my entire fleet at the start of the match, so I keep them there for a few seconds just to fuck with him. Make him think I've got blood axes. Which, who knows, might make him behave slightly differently than he would do if he thought I just did have the Evil Sunz fleet. So straight off the bat he does reveal his 2 escorts and start boosting them forward. So this has been a desperate attempt to reveal my stealth ships. I've got to think actually, if I had started off with my ships revealed, I suspect he would have probably tried to capture that top right point with his escort rather than bothering to send him in to do scouting. So I'm thinking just that little feint may have actually slightly affected the outcome of the battle. But at the time I was just thinking it was a bit of fun. Now I have held 2 escort ships in reserve. They're going to be hiding out down in the bottom right gas cloud. I'm going to wait until I'm sure the coast is clear, so when we've engaged with our 2 fleets over on the left hand side, then I'm going to move those 2 escorts up and capture that top right point. And then I can probably just bring them across and get them involved in the main fight if it's still going on by that time. So from the look of the fleet, it is going to be just the standard fleet he's been using recently, which is a bunch of battle cruisers and cruisers, various types. Oathmaster loves his torpedoes, so I'm sure there can be plenty of them in there, whatever variation he has gone for. Get a wee spot off on one of his escorts, which to be honest isn't really much of a threat. Like I say, I'm not trying to remain stealth in this match, so a little cobra farting about place isn't going to unduly concern me. So we do get our first round of torpedoes. Did not hear those going off at all. So it's a good thing I spotted them when I did, otherwise I would have run right into them. So I do avoid most of them. This is the great thing about using the Evil Sunz, is obviously you've got that increased turn rate, so you can just peace out if you do notice a volley of torpedoes coming at you. Just going to, yeah, I'm going to see if we can mangle this this little destroyer. Might as well, since he's just right there. Okay, so it's looking like he has got moved his other destroyer over into that top right capture point. I'm still slightly worried that if I move my my escorts up at this point, he might try and kite my fleet over to the right there and then run into my escorts. But I want to keep them alive for capping. So I've leapfrogged them up into the next gas cloud up, and then we'll just wait until he hopefully turns around with his main fleet, which it looks like he's going to do. He didn't press his advantage on the two cruisers that got separated, so they're able to just sit in the gas cloud there, get repaired up, get their charges, charge cooldowns reset, and basically get back into fighting condition. So they're all now red blips again, so we'll just start slowly moving them up. The battleships, I can just move through this gas cloud and get them re-stealthed. I'm just going to stop the flagship, try and get the other two in front of him so they can take the bulk of any fire. But it looks like he's going for another torpedo run. Yep. Okay, so we're going to try and avoid these as well. He probably is using short burns by the look of it, so I'm going to eat a few of these. So I'm just going to drop a stasis bomb and then see if we can get a nice ramp. Man, I'm sure that one just passed right through the lead ship. It's unfortunate. So he drops a plasma bomb on one of my battleships. Probably would have saved that for the flag, to be honest. His whole fleet's gone into brace for impact, so yeah, he'll be going for rams pretty soon. Torp volleys and rams all around, I'm guessing. So we're trying to take those torpedoes on the nose, but I suspect, I think they're probably melted, so it didn't really matter. Get all kinds of boarding actions off on his ships. See, I'm kind of bummed out that I forgot to target decks. I could have ended this a lot quicker, I think, if I'd remembered to prioritise decks right at the start of the match, because morale. Because he for some reason he separated his flagship from the rest of his fleet, so I was able to isolate him straight away. I mean, like just from trying to pass. I mean, he should have gone out around the outside of my fleet to get away with the flagship, surely. But I don't know. I guess he's panicking at this point. So we've managed to do significant damage to the enemy flag. I'm just going to drop a stasis bubble down there to mess up his movement. Enemy flag's about to die, which is probably going to pop a couple of mutinies. Good stuff. So we've got a mutiny on one of our battleships as well. Well, our only other remaining battleship apart from the flag. But he's just about to die to fires anyway, so there's no point in trying to bring him back. So get the escorts that are nearby involved now. They can start using their not inconsiderable firepower to pepper down the enemy fleet. So got quite a lot of fires in the flag. I'm certain that Oathmaster will be prioritising him. Oh, just missed that destroyer there. I was about to get a nice tractor slam, but then I just popped the bloody mutiny just as I was about to. I mean, this is just, yeah, this is Orc Morale Loss 101. So I tried to drag the enemy ship into one of the other ones, but he just managed to skirt away in time. I don't blame him. But we're going to get some nice rear shots off on this nearest ship. And yeah, there goes the mutiny. So another one of his ships is also caught mutiny. That's one of the ones that's been heavily boarded. Now we're just going to pepper away with these escorts and my one remaining cruiser now. So he's going for some rams, so I just dropped some fighters on him. That'll finish him off. So now it looks like all the enemy's got left is a single cruiser and I believe a destroyer which is sitting somewhere else. I'm just going to peace out with one of my escorts, get into this gas cloud. What I would really like to do is kill the mutinied ship which is on just a sliver of hit points there. Because hell, that's just like a bunch of free points for me. I mean, I'm sitting on 3 points to his, well, 4 points to his one actually at the moment. He's trying to capture with his destroyer just now. So while they're just, it looks like his cruiser's heading down for that point as well. So while that's happening, I'm just gonna finish off this this mutiny ship here. Make sure there's nothing else going about. And pew pew pew. There we go. A nice chunk of points off of that guy there. That was quite a lot of points actually. That looked like it was 300. So I think Oathmaster makes a critical error at this point. He decides he's going to go after my frigate with his last remaining destroyer. When really what he should have done is he should have been going to try and decap my points. I mean the destroyer is going to be able to outmaneuver me, of course, with its you know, the way that the Imperial combustion gauge and high energy turns work compared to the Orc Big Red Button. So gets some torpedoes off, but then he makes a huge error again. I don't know if he wasn't paying attention, but he gives me his arse. So yep, I'll take that. Thank you very much. Almost mutinied, but managed to curve it back on course. Boom. Absolutely beautiful ram. You can't discount the orcs' ramming ability. Like, even if it's not a brute, they still have 83 armor and generally 400 hit points. So against the smaller escorts, even against things like light cruisers and lightly armored like Eldar cruisers, you can do a hell of a lot of damage through ramming just using your standard onslaught, savages, what have you. In addition to the really good DPS and well, DPS in the case of the onslaught and crit chances in the case of the Ravager. So I think Oathmaster has just realised that he has totally fucked this one up. So he's as a last ditch effort, he's going to try and go after my escorts. Of course I noticed that, so I just split them up and peace out. He realizes it's over. So yeah, it's pretty sloppy play from everyone involved, really. Like I could have had that engagement finished off up in the you know, over on the left of the map so much sooner if I had just prioritized decks rather than just whatever. I mean, I was probably doing like weapon crits or whatever, but yeah, and that's the game over. And yeah, I think unfortunately Oathmaster just completely forgot all about the circles in this game, which cost him in the end. If he'd you know, paid a little bit more attention to what was going on in the rest of the map and not been so hell-bent on just, you know, taking the ships out, then he could potentially have scraped a win out of that. But hey ho, you win some, you lose some. Right, well, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one.